Okay, so when was the last time you really looked at your eyes in the mirror? I mean, really looked, not just, checking if you look tired. Because that color staring back at you, it's not just some random genetic quirk. It's an entire survival story.
So, what's it even for? Is it just cosmetic? Just something to look nice? Well, let me tell you, the real story is so much deeper and honestly way more fascinating than that.
Think about it like this. Your eye color is basically a high-tech survival tool. Yeah, a tool your ancestors used to literally conquer the planet. It's a piece of biological hardware, and it's been fine-tuned over thousands and thousands of years. All right, let's get right into it. This is your eye's survival story. We're going to break down exactly how your iris tells this incredible, epic tale of human migration across the globe. So here's the bottom line. Eye color is an evolutionary survival tool. Simple as that. It's a direct reflection of how our ancestors had to adapt to all these different environments, and this is the key part, different lighting conditions as they moved all over the world. So, where do we start? Well, our story starts exactly where humanity's did, under a really bright, really intense sun. We're going to talk about what I call the original biological shield, and it's the reason why the vast majority of people on Earth have brown eyes. And when I say most, I am not kidding. Take a look at this. We're talking over 70%. More than 7 out of 10 people on the planet have brown eyes. That is no accident, folks. This was the OG blueprint, and for a very, very long time, it was the only blueprint for human eyes. So what made this blueprint so successful? Well, it all comes down to a pigment called melanin. Brown eyes are just packed with it, and it basically acts like a pair of built-in sunglasses. Seriously. This biological shield sucks up most of the incoming light, which protects the DNA in your eye cells from nasty UV radiation and cuts down on glare. If you're an early human living near the equator, this is the absolute perfect tool for surviving in that bright, harsh daylight. And here's a fun fact that really shows how powerful that melanin shield is. You've heard people talk about black eyes, right? Well, scientifically, they don't exist. No way. What we're actually seeing is just a super, super high concentration of dark brown melanin. It's basically engineered for maximum light absorption and protection. It's the ultimate adaptation for those high sun environments. But, of course, humans didn't stay put. They started moving. And this migration led to a totally different kind of adaptation, a mutation for darkness. And I'm talking about the darkness of those long, brutal northern winters. So let's follow that journey north and see how it gave birth to light-colored eyes. Okay, this next part is one of my favorite stories in all of human genetics. It's just wild. Sometime around 6 to 10,000 years ago, somewhere near the Black Sea, a single mutation happened in one person. It was in a gene called HERK2, and it basically just flipped a switch, turning off the production of brown pigment. Then, as humans started pushing into Northern Europe, this new trait just spread like wildfire. And get this, the result is that every single person with blue eyes on this planet today, every single one, can trace their lineage back to that one single ancestor. Incredible, right? So you're probably asking, wait, how can eyes be blue if there's no blue pigment? And the answer is pure physics. It's kind of a cool illusion. See, a blue iris has very little melanin. So when light hits it, the front layer of the iris scatters the short blue wavelengths of light back out at you. It's the exact same reason the sky looks blue. The sky isn't actually blue, right? It's just scattering light. Same deal with your eyes. They aren't technically blue, they just look that way because of this awesome trick of the light. Okay, so this really breaks down the trade-off perfectly. You've got brown eyes, which are the shield. They're packed with melanin for protection in sunny places. Then you've got light eyes, blue or gray, and they're the sensor. They have very low melanin, which makes them super sensitive to light. And that's a massive advantage when you're trying to see in dim, overcast places, like a long northern winter where you need to catch every single photon of light you can get. And then for a teeny tiny fraction of the population, we're talking less than 3%, that adaptation got pushed to the absolute extreme. Gray eyes. They have even less melanin than blue eyes, which makes them the ultimate specialized sensor for the lowest of low-light environments. But wait, what about all those colors in the middle? Green, hazel, amber? Are they just mistakes? Nope, not at all. These are what we can call the genetic chameleons, and they are incredibly sophisticated adaptations for places with more variable climates, the temperate zones. And when I say rare, I mean really rare. On a global scale, only about 5% of people have hazel eyes. Amber is even harder to find. And green eyes, just 2% of the entire world's population. It's wild. These aren't just pretty colors, they are true genetic masterpieces. So let's dive into these genetic cocktails. Green eyes, they're the perfect middle ground. They have a little bit of melanin for protection, plus a yellow pigment called lipochrome that adds to the sensitivity. The best of both worlds, really. Then you've got hazel eyes, the true chameleons. They have these intermediate melanin levels that make them actually change color depending on the lighting. Super versatile. And then there's amber. This one's fascinating. Scientists think amber eyes, which are high in that yellow lipochrome, might have evolved less for the environment and more as a visual signal, like, hey, I'm alert. It might have spread just because people found it so striking and attractive. How cool is that? Okay, so after all that, let's bring it all back home. Back to you. This is about the map you see in your own mirror. What is your eye color really saying about where you come from, about your ancestral legacy?
So, what this all really means is that the color of your eyes is anything but random. It is a living, breathing record of the incredible journey your ancestors took. It's a map of how they survived, the challenges they faced, and how they adapted as they spread out to every single corner of this planet.
So really, the next time you catch your reflection, I want you to remember this. You're not just seeing a color. You are looking at thousands upon thousands of years of survival and the absolutely incredible genetic lottery that resulted in, well, you. From that original biological shield built for the savanna to the super-sensitive low-light sensor designed for the north, every single shade tells a part of this amazing story of human adaptation. So, I'll leave you with this question. What story do your eyes tell?